One thing I can say I've always been obsessed with is giving dolls human-like hairstyles. And today I'll be doing exactly that by giving Fantastic Fashion Skyler some vintage waves. Hey friends, it's Keezy here today, and I hope that you guys are having an amazing weekend. Hopefully this video will be up by the weekend, but if not, I guess having a great start to your week. So it looks like we're coming to an end of an era. Rainbow High and MGA have been putting all the previous Rainbow High dolls on clearance. So I do actually have a original Fantastic Fashion Skyler, but she was on clearance. And again, we may not be getting dolls that are designed like this. I mean, there's been a couple of leaks swarming around that I won't particularly get into, but yeah, it looks like we won't be having these style of dolls for very much longer. So she was on clearance for $23, and I definitely had to pick up an additional one. So I started this restyle by rinsing her hair. She had a ton of gel in those curls, and Rainbow High is notorious for doing that. So I just started rinsing the hair in some cold water. Then I went in with some OxyClean. Now I have been switching between two different methods. The original method I was using to remove the gel was, of course, the OxyClean, but I've also been trying out alcohol as well, and the alcohol does work. The only reason I don't really use it that often though is because it kind of takes a lot of alcohol to get the gel out of the hair, and alcohol isn't cheap versus you can buy this whole tub of OxyClean and do this process a couple of times. You saw earlier I only used a little bit of the OxyClean, so you put that in some lukewarm water, let her sit for about 5 minutes, and then the gel will all be removed. And then of course, after Skyler's soak, I just went in with, again, a little bit more lukewarm water to rinse out any of the OxyClean residue. Again, I'm using lukewarm water because I want to keep those curls, because they're definitely going to come in hand a little bit later. Then I went in with this new Aussie shampoo that I bought. When I tell you their products smell so good, and this is not sponsored, but their products smell so good, and I feel like it kind of, in a way, moisturizes the nylon, because the excessive amount of gel they put in the hair does dry out the fiber. So using a slightly more moisturizing shampoo and a slightly more moisturizing conditioner can really help bring life back into the hair and not make it so dry and poofy. And since Skyler has a slightly tighter curl pattern, I went in with a wider tooth kind of brush here to start off with. Then I'm not sure if I show it, but I do eventually go in with a finer tooth comb after the hair is conditioned. I didn't show it, but I do that. So I go in with a wider tooth comb first just to get out some of the bigger tangles, and then a fine tooth comb just to make sure that every single strand is touched with the conditioner. And moving on to my favorite part, which is the styling portion. So what I start by doing is separating a section of hair and smoothing it out to kind of pull behind her ear. This is kind of one of the things that helps to get that vintage wave look. I don't know why they do this in vintage wave hairstyles, but they do. They kind of pin a piece of hair behind the ear. So that's what I did. I also used that particular section to reattach her clips to, so it all worked out in the end. And you can see I'm just using a smaller size rubber band to secure that behind the ear. And then I'll just go in with my Volks treatment mist. This is just gonna make the hair nice, shiny, and smooth. I honestly love using this product, and you really only need a half a squirt if you can make that happen. They actually make this product for synthetic wigs, and I've been using this same bottle for months now, and I've used it on multiple dolls. And after evenly distributing the spray, I separate the hair into 3 equal sections sections. So one by her ear, one by her face, and one by the back. And then I'll go in with a little bit of steam and start combing out the hair. I like to use the steam because on a nylon, it just kind of softens the hair. It makes it easier to brush through. And then I'm just gonna go in and cut some light layers in the front of her hair. In vintage hairstyling, they call this a horseshoe cut. I really could have gone in and cut more hair off if I wanted to, but again, I just kind of did light layers because it still kind of gives the same effect. And honestly, I can sometimes get a little bit scissor happy when I'm cutting, so in order to avoid that, I just stopped. Then I'm gonna go in and start creating the waves. So I'm gonna do my best to explain this in a way that is coherent. So you want to comb out Skyler's curls as much as you possibly can. So you're just gonna keep combing until it becomes smooth. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna see the hair is going to start to form an S kind of pattern. And where you see a bend in the hair, you're gonna wanna take a clip and set that bend with the clip. Then you'll just slowly inch your way down the hair, combing more and more as you go, again, to make sure that the hair is staying smooth. And then you're gonna add a clip wherever you want to set that S pattern. And again, you will continue to do that as many times as you see an S all the way to the bottom of the hair. And you'll see this in just a second, but once you reach the end of the hair, you're going to want to brush it out and kind of fold it under your thumb to create kind of a round shape at the bottom of the hair. You are allowed to keep combing and tweaking where you have put the clips as much as you want. Just make sure that you're not, damaging the fiber by brushing it too hard. Be gentle, use your steam, and everything will work out. I believe in you. Also, if you believe in me and you've been enjoying the video up to this point, don't forget to hit that little like button. And if you're a real one and you want to join the family, hit that little subscribe button down below as well. By the way, I've been trying to make these videos a little bit longer, but tell me if they're getting too boring at any point, like the clips are too long, you find yourself not being interested. I love constructive criticism as long as it's coming from a good place, okay? So let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the pacing of this video? Okay, and now that all the waves have been set in the hair with some metal clips, we are gonna go in and douse the hair with some extra hold hairspray. And I will make sure to get the undersides of each hair. And yeah, just load it in. Do not be afraid to use too much because that's what's gonna keep your shape. And then once the hair has been sprayed and is dry, usually, a couple of minutes, extra hold hairspray, goes fast. What am I trying to say? It dries fast. I'm gonna take out all the clips from the hair and you can see that the shape does stay. Now the hair will recoil just a little bit, which, is good. I think it looks a little bit better once it kind of shrinks back up because you really kind of see that definition that you lost. And once all the clips have been removed, then I'll just go in and do my detail work. So I'll fluff out the hair. I usually combine the section that is behind her ear and the back section as much as possible. Literally, if you find any place that you don't like the shape, you can always go in with some steam and some more clips to reshape that certain area. I'll also add a little bit of height to the front of the bang with some got2b glute spray. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I love giving realistic human hairstyles to my dolls. That is just kind of my thing. When I first started my channel, I wanted to try so hard to give people what I thought they wanted was super intricate, detailed hairstyles. And this, in a way, it still is very intricate and very detailed, but it also feels like it's very me. I want to know, what human hairstyle should I make doll size next? But that is all for me, friends. I love you guys so much, and peace.